Session is being recorded. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today you will start explaining Lab 1 in the Advanced Networking course, which is about Introduction to Packet Tracer. So this is Lab 1 in the Advanced Networking course. And this lab is related to chapter number 2. It's related to chapter number 2. So let us start. Background. In this activity, you will first perform basic switch configuration. Then you will implement basic connectivity by configuring IP addresses on switching. أكيد the switches that you have here is layer 2 switches. Layer 2 switches does not support IP addressing. So you cannot configure IP address on the switch ports. But what we will do here is that we will configure virtual interface on the switch. We call it switch virtual interface or SVI. By configuring switch virtual interface, we can assign IP address to this interface. So you will implement basic connectivity by configuring IP addressing on switches and PCs. When the IP addressing configuration is complete, you will use various and different show commands. ليش بدنا نستخدم show commands? To verify configurations. And we will use ping command to verify basic connectivity between devices. Let us start. What are the objectives of this lab? To introduce Packet Tracer simulator. We will start introducing Packet Tracer and how to use this simulator, and basic networking connectivity. So this lab is introductory for performing basic configurations on S1 and S2. We will configure switches and we will configure a switch virtual interface in order to manage the switch. So let us start. This is the topology that I need to draw. Step number 1, I will draw this topology. Okay, I will go to Packet Tracer. I need two PCs, PC1 and PC2, and I need two switches, switch 1 and switch 2. I will go to Packet Tracer. I will drag and drop PC1 and PC2. This is PC1, double click, PC1. This is, I will start by making this 2 لأنه ما فيني نسمي PC1 بنفس الاسم. And then this PC1. What else I have? Switch 1 and switch 2. What is the model of the switch? 296024 port. 296024 port. 296024 port. Okay. When I say 2960, which means this is 2000 series, which means this is layer 2 switch and not layer 3 switch. Layer 3 switches, many of them start with 3000 series, with a 3. So I will double click and change the name. Switch 1 and switch 2, PC1 and PC2. Okay. Now I need to establish connectivity. After I added the devices, I need to establish connectivity. I need to connect PC1 using Fast Ethernet 0 interface to switch 1, Fast Ethernet 02 interface. Similarly for this, I will connect PC2 Fast Ethernet 0. Focus on the interface. Fast Ethernet 0 to Fast Ethernet 0/2 interface. I will click on the connections. Between different devices, I will use straight through cable. Between same devices, switch and switch, I will use crossover cable. So between PC and the switch, I will use copper straight through cable. I will click on PC, select Fast Ethernet 01, then I will go to switch, select Fast Ethernet 02. I will do the same for PC2. I will press on copper straight through cable, press on PC2, Fast Ethernet 0, and I will connect to switch to Fast Ethernet 02. Okay. Now I have two PCs connected. Still, I have the connectivity between the two switches. How the connection will be? It will be crossover cable, because between similar devices, between switch and switch, and between router and router, I will use the crossover cable, which is dashed line here. Copper crossover cable from fast Ethernet 01 to fast Ethernet 01. I will click on switch 1. I will select the port fast Ethernet 01. Then I will click on switch 2 and I will select the port fast Ethernet 01. Okay. Now I have this topology, similar to what we have here. You can press on these two arrows to make the connection faster, to establish the connection faster. Okay. And I can save this as lab 1. Save. Save. Lab 1. Okay. This is the addressing table that I will use. Here I will make SVI and put the IP address 192.168.1.253 on switch 1. And here I will make SVI interface VLAN 1, and I will put this address to the SVI on switch 2. This is the PC, and this is the IP address and subnet mask for PC1, and this is the IP address and subnet mask for PC2. And let us start. First, I need to configure switch 1 with a host name. So I need to put a name for switch 1. So we will start by performing a basic configurations on switch 1 and the switch 2. I will double click on switch 1. I will go to CLI, enter, and here I will put enable to move from user mode to privilege mode. Now I am in privilege mode. After that, I will put configure terminal or conft to move from privilege mode, also we call it enable mode, to global configuration mode. Now I need to name the switch. I'll put the host name, space, and I will name it as 1. I will go to switch 2 and I will do the same. CLI, enable, conft, host name as 2. So now the name for switch 2 is S2 and the name for switch 1 is S1. This is step number 1. Step number 2, save the configuration. I will exit and save the configuration, copy, run, start. Copy, run, start. Or I can press WR. Okay. Exit, WR. So I have finished step number 1 to configure switch 1 with the hostname and save the configuration on the switch. Now I need to configure switch 2 with the hostname. I already did this step. I have done this step. Enable conft. We added a hostname for switch 2, and now its name is S2, and we save the configuration. So after configuring the host names for switch 1 and the switch 2 and saving the configuration, by this step we have finished part number 1. Now we will start by part number 2, which is to configure the PCs. I need to configure PC1 and PC2 with IP addresses. So I will go back to the table. What is the IP address of PC1? 192.168.1.1. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. What is the IP address of PC2? 192.168.1.2. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So I will go to PC1, desktop, IP configuration. I will put the IP address 192.168.1.1. I will click here for the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Correct. I'll go to PC2, desktop, IP configuration. I will put the IP address 192.168.1.2. Then I will add the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Now, by this step, I have configured both PCs. I have added the IP address and subnet mask for PC1. You can hover the mouse on it without pressing on the PC. You can only hover the mouse on it and see that there is IP address for Fast Ethernet 01/24. And here there is IP address 192.168.1.2 for Fast Ethernet 0 for port Fast Ethernet 0 for PC2, and it is up. The link is up, and the subnet mask is /24. Don't forget, this is an important step, to press on Options, Preferences, then select Show Always Port Labels on Logical Workspace in order to show the port number for you. When you press on this option, you will see the port number for the PC and switch. Okay, you will see the port number for the PC and the switch. Okay, let us test connectivity. He's asking me to ping from PC1 to 192.168.1.253. What is this IP address? This IP address is for the SVI on switch 1. Did I configure this? No, still I did not configure. Let us ping PC1. I will go to command prompt. Ping 192.168.1.253. Ping is not successful because still I did not configure this IP address. I will go to PC2, command prompt, ping 192.168.1.254. Similarly for PC2, I cannot ping this IP address on switch 2 because still I did not configure the interface VLAN 1, which is the SVI, on switch 2. بعد ما عملت برمجة ل SVI اللي هو interface VLAN 1 على switch 2 فما حيعمل ping. So now I need to configure the switch management interface, or we call it the switch virtual interface. This is used in order to manage the switch. I will go to switch 1, double click, enable. Enable is already there. Okay, conf t, interface VLAN 1, IP address. What is the IP address? 192.168.1.253, 255.255.255.0. And don't forget the no shutdown or no shut to make the interface up. Exit. WR. I save the configuration. I will go to switch 2. I will do the same step. Okay. Conf t, interface VLAN 100, IP address 192.168.1.254, 255.255.255.0. No shutdown or no shut is enough. Exit, exit, and I will save WR. So this is done. Now I will ping again. I will go to PC1, command prompt, and I will ping this IP which I configured on on switch 1. For sure, it takes some time. A reply. Now it is responding, it is replying. Okay, I'll go to PC2 and I will ping the IP address that is configured on switch 2. Initially, it will take some time, then it will ping. So it is not pinging. Let me check. Did I configure the interface properly on switch 2? Double click. To verify, I will do show run. Show run. I configured yes 192.168.1.254, but this is interface VLAN 100. This is not the interface that I need to configure. I need to configure interface VLAN 1. So I will repeat conf t. This is for you to know how to troubleshoot in case you did some mistakes. I will remove interface VLAN 100. No interface VLAN 100. Then I will put interface VLAN 1. IP address 192.168.1.254. 255. This is the subnet mask. This is the subnet mask. .255.255.0. No shutdown. Now the interface VLAN is up. And I will save. Let us test again. I will ping 192.168.1.254. And now it is responding. Now it's replying. Okay. Here in step 3, we need to verify the IP address configurations on switch 1 and the switch 2. So there is two important commands. There are two important commands. Show IP interface brief and show running config. Show IP interface brief and show running config. Let us go to switch 1 and do show run. Show run or show running config, both are same. In show run, I can see that I have configured the interface VLAN with the correct IP address. Show IP interface brief space. I can see that the IP address of the interface VLAN is correct and that it is up. The address is up. Let us do the same on the switch 2. Show run. I can see the interface VLAN 1 with the IP address and subnet mask. Show IP interface brief. I can see all the switch ports which are up and which these are up because they are used. Fast Ethernet 01 is connected to switch 1 from switch 2, between switch 2 and switch 1. So this is connected to switch number 1, and Fast Ethernet 02 is connected to the PC. Okay, and here I can see the switch virtual interface that I use to manage the switch with the IP address and that it is up. WR save. Okay. Network connectivity. This is for lab results and verification. Network connectivity can be verified using the ping command. This is what we did. Why we use the ping command? To verify the network connectivity. It is very important that connectivity exists throughout the network. So corrective action must be taken if there is failure, like what happened in our case when I configured interface VLAN 100 instead of interface VLAN 1. So I started troubleshooting to take the correct action. What was the correct action? I removed VLAN 100, interface VLAN 100, and I have added interface VLAN 1. Ping S1 from PC1 and S2 from PC2. Okay, so this is the lab that we need to do for today. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to drop me an email. This is here I'm doing additional ping. I'm pinging PC1 from PC2. I'm pinging PC1 from PC2. See, from here you can see that I can ping PC1 from PC2. I will do the reverse, the opposite. I will ping PC2 from PC1. See, I'm pinging the IP address of PC2 from PC1 and it is replying. Okay, so I will stop till here. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to send me email. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.